a bus? It's a museum. Wait, could it be a museum in a bus? That's exactly what it is. Louis Varnell is taking it to the people.
The bus came to be because we've always done education outreach in the schools, and normally that just consists of me with a few artifacts, and we were trying to find a way to take more things to schools and also more things to community events. I can hand out brochures all day long, but if I can take part of the museum to an event, it gives people a better idea of what we're doing. We planned the museum for quite a few months before we got it up and running, and then we started trying to think, well, how can we expand it? What can we do? Started looking for a bus, found a bus, then tried to figure out how to paint the bus, and that's where Bluebird came in, and we took it to them, and they completely redid the body for us just as a volunteer effort. And then we started trying to figure out how do you put a museum in a bus without stuff rolling all over the place and falling, and that took a few weeks to figure out, some trial and error, but we finally got everything installed and started taking it around. But the first exhibit we did on the bus is Vietnam. And we did that for a specific reason. We opened up the first Vietnam exhibit that had been held in Chattanooga last summer. You know, as far as we know, we're the only major Vietnam exhibit ever. And we had been invited to do something with Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 942 in Soddy Daisy. And we always support them with exhibits. And I told them about the bus, and they said, man, if you could do a Vietnam bus, that would be great. And so for Vietnam Veterans Memorial Day, this past March 29th, we got the bus ready and took it up to Soddy Daisy for their ceremony. It basically tells the story of a lot of our local veterans. That's pretty much all that's on here is artifacts and items from local guys. So we tried to get photographs that people had never seen before of their friends and neighbors and relatives, artifacts from some of the guys. This flag right here in the case was donated by one of the Vietnam veterans up in Soddy Daisy, and we've got his squad picture up here on the bus as well. A lot of the photographs on the bus are of the Gold Star mothers' sons, and we did a big exhibit for the Gold Star mothers on their sons who were lost in Vietnam. You know, and it's been 40 years since anyone other than their mothers has really even known about these kids and what they did. And we just thought it was important to remember them too. And so we just really try to spotlight our community. You know, we can't talk about the entire conflict, but we can talk about what our folks did here and remind everybody that they made sacrifices and they were heroes as well. We're going to keep it Vietnam, but we're also working on some other exhibits. You know, the long-term plan is that if a school calls me next year and they say, hey, you know, there's Sergeant Lou, we like it when you come out and do a program with us. Can you make that bus a World War II bus? Well, sure. I mean, we put different uniforms on it, put some different photographs, some different music on the sound system. We've got a World War II bus. We might look at doing a Civil War bus. You know, we've already thought about drawing a line down the center of the bus and have Federal on one side, Confederate on the other. So those are probably going to be the two main exhibits we do, but we're going to keep it Vietnam from now because we do a huge military history program at the National Cemetery on Memorial Day weekend, and we want to be able to take it out for that.
Gasoline keeps going up right now. How's that going to affect you?
Tell me about it. You know, when we first did this, we said, well, let's get a diesel because diesel's always cheaper than gasoline. Yeah, I think right now it's about $4 a gallon, so we're having to charge folks at least gas prices when we go to things. But we've already been invited to 2 or 3 community events, you know, different veterans organizations, and even some things on Veterans Day have already called. And we've just explained, you know, we've got to charge the gas money, but we'll be there.
I'm sure you'll be seeing the battle bus around town, thanks to him. I like that. Sergeant Lou and the History Crew. If you'd like to get in touch with them, 423-240-6631 or 756-DUCK, 756-3825.